It's Friday, January 8th, and you know what time it is. It's time for another edition of Be Positive No Bad News. I am, of course, Be Positive, and you are listening to No Bad News. Our Be Positive person this week is Jasmine Monroe, former reporter at WFMJ 21 in Youngstown, currently a reporter for WKYC in Cleveland, Ohio, and also the new co-host of the television show We the People, which airs every Friday afternoon at 12:30 p.m. on WKYC. Jasmine says that she was encouraged recently to make a vision board and that this show was one of the manifestations. Jasmine is a graduate of Clarion University of Pennsylvania, where she received a bachelor's degree in mass communications media studies. She belongs to various civic and professional organizations, including the NAACP, NABJ, NBS, and like our Vice President-elect, Kamala Harris, is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Jasmine, beautiful on the inside and out, modeled and was also on the cover of fashion magazine Haute during Ohio Fashion Week. As for her 2021, Jasmine says the best is yet to come. And we at Be Positive No Bad News have no doubt about the validity of that statement. Congratulations, Jasmine Monroe, doing good in your neighborhood and our Be Positive Person of the Week. Up next, our spotlighted business. Our Be Positive spotlighted business this week is Kelly's, an Irish pub, a Caribbean island, located at 1458 Riverside Drive in Beaver, Pennsylvania. Kelly's is two awesome entertainment venues in one, an Irish pub and a Caribbean island. Going to Kelly's is like going on two vacations. In the midst of this pandemic, Kelly's remains open for business. Kelly's has beer, adult slushies, and cocktails to go. They also offer a complete menu for curbside pickup or delivery. In addition, restaurant quality groceries, sanitizer, and toiletries are also available for pickup or delivery. You can order online by using their blue app button on their Facebook page or by calling them at 724-728-0222. That's 724-728-0222. Full service heated outdoor seating is also available with music. Congratulations, Kelly's, an Irish pub, a Caribbean island. This week's Be Positive spotlighted business. It's now time for the Be Positive No Bad News news. And for our first news item, we turn to Because of Them We Can. After months of uncertainty during a high-stakes election season, Reverend Dr. Raphael Warnock has made history, becoming the first black senator in Georgia's history. He is the first black person elected in a statewide race since State Attorney General Thurbert Baker came to office in 1997. His victory was made possible because of the hard work of Stacey Abrams, Latasha Brown, and countless other organizers in Georgia. The 51-year-old became the youngest senior pastor at Ebenezer Baptist Church. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s spiritual home in 2004. He gained favor from his parishioners like the late civil rights icon Congressman John Lewis with his openness about the importance of social justice. I have spent my career and my time as pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church trying to bring people together. When asked about how to bring people together, he said there's no one solution. The Reverend Senator said it requires that we actually talk to one another rather than about one another. It requires deep engagement because I think bigotry feeds on fear. He grew up in housing projects in Savannah, Georgia, the 11th of 12 children, the son of Verlene and Jonathan Warnock, who served in the Army in World War II. That I am serving in the United States Senate in a few days pushes against the grain of so many expectations. But this is America, and I want some young person who's watching this to know that anything is possible. Congratulations to you, Senator Reverend Dr. Raphael Warnock, doing good in your neighborhood and also in our nation. You are listening to Be Positive, No Bad News. This next bit of Be Positive, No Bad News comes from Fox 32 and Houston, Texas. With the new year comes New Year's resolutions. If at some point you feel you can't keep your newly made promise, perhaps this Positively Houston is just the encouragement that you'll need. When Des Moines Jones was just 14 years old, he thought any chance of achieving any of his dreams was over because he was about to become a dad. After a lot of hard work, his son is now a senior in high school, and Mr. Jones is also a senior in law school. On August the 10th, he was born. It was actually first day of school, my sophomore year. So while other people were preparing for school, I was preparing to be a dad. Just a kid himself, Jones found out when he was 14 that he was about to be a dad, and he became a father at 15. That was 18 years ago. It was the first year Kashmir High offered daycare to students. So thankfully and fortunately, I was able to have my son attend the school with me so we could go to and from school together. As a high school kid, the teen didn't know much about being a parent, but he knew I didn't have my dad, so I always said that I wanted to be different than that. Parents, especially like my mom, they would say how kids are a blessing. To become a parent, that made me realize what that meant. So from completing high school to handing out clothes to the homeless to bowling on weekends and becoming a deacon at his church, Jones's son, Devontae, has been right by his side. My dad, you can almost call him a light. He shines light in my life, says Devontae. Mr. Jones now has 2 kids, son Devontae and daughter Denasia. They've encouraged him to achieve his associate's degree in business administration, a bachelor's degree in mass communications, and now Mr. Jones is in his final semester in law school at TSU's Thurgood Marshall School of Law. At first, I didn't even want to think about going to school, but because I see my dad going to school, that's the main reason I want to go to school, says Devontae. The 18-year-old high school senior wants to become a doctor. Turns out Devontae at 15 also came up against quite an obstacle. He was diagnosed with lupus. We all have our battles, but it's not the battle. It's how you handle the situation. Your current situation is not your final destination, says Mr. Jones, who is scheduled to take the bar exam next month. Congratulations to you, Mr. Jones. Future Attorney Jones, doing so much good in your neighborhood. This good news is right out of Youngstown, Ohio, and WKBN-TV. The Jewish Community Center of Youngstown cut the ribbon on their new ice rink at their winter campus on Monday. The synthetic outdoor rink and curling lane are for public use. The rink does not require freezing temperatures outside to skate on the ice. There is also an ice shack serving up treats like hot chocolate. The JCC is requiring that masks be worn at all times. For now, we're just excited to have people finally out on the ice and enjoying time with their family in a safe environment in a time like this, said Laura Weimer with the JCC of Youngstown. The grand opening to the public was a Thursday from 4 to 8 p.m. Skating is free and it's open to anyone, but you do need to make a reservation. Skate rentals are available as well. Visit the JCC of Youngstown's website for the dates and times that the rink is open and to make a reservation. Shout out to the JCC of Youngstown, doing good in our neighborhood. And we are concluding our positive news this week with another local item, this time from Boardman, Ohio, but also from WKBN. Meridian Healthcare is helping students with their mental health by giving $20,000 to create a sensory room at Boardman Center Intermediate School. The school is in the process of renovating a storage room to a sensory room. School counselor Kendra Baltus said they hope it will be done by the end of the month or at the beginning of February. Sensory rooms are typically used for students with autism and special needs, but we wanted to make that more broad, especially during COVID-19, Baltus said. Kids are struggling with anxiety, depression, and just being unable to focus. This is more like a safe place for them to go. They can learn coping skills. They can learn meditation. They can learn how to interact with another student. Congratulations to you, Boardman Intermediate School and Meridian Healthcare, doing good in your neighborhood. Up next, a few Bea Positive No Bad News events. Our first event is the versus battle between Ashanti and Keisha Cole. That will be happening this coming Saturday, January the 9th at 8 p.m. And that is Ashanti versus Keisha. And it will be live streamed. Yes, that's right. It will be live streamed on the Versus live stream. That's VERZUZ livestream.com. And it is free. Free. Let me know who you think is going to win, or after you have watched it, let me know who do you think won. That's this Saturday, Ashanti versus Keisha, live stream at 8 p.m. This next event is sponsored by the Hudson River Music Hall Productions, Inc., which is a not-for-profit awaiting its 501c3 tax-exempt status. Their mission is to create community through music and the related arts to enhance the cultural and economic vitality of Hudson Falls. And this event is online, so it doesn't matter where you live. And it is a Martin Luther King Jr. celebration that will be held Sunday, January the 17th, from 3 p.m. until 5 p.m. And you can see that by going to mystrandtheater.org. That's mystrandtheatre.org. That's mystrandtheater.org on January the 17th at 3 p.m. until 5 p.m. It is free. It is hosted by Melaine Jackson, Catherine Reed, Alan Dunham and Liz Wing, Jeff Kingsley, Jack Benedetti, Audrina and Melissa Hill, the Newells, and Travis, it says, will be reciting the I Have a Dream speech by the late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It is free, and it is online at mystrandtheater.org, coming up on Sunday, January 17th at 3 p.m. This next event is also free, and it's online. Well, in fact, if you want to donate, you can, but if you don't have it, that's okay too. It's entitled Black Laughs Matter. That's Black Laughs Matter. And it will be held every Saturday at 8 p.m. Pacific time or 11 o'clock Eastern time. It is, once again, an online comedy show, and the way you get tickets for that is by going to Eventbrite and look for Black Laughs Matter virtual comedy show, and you will pull that up and you will be able to request tickets for this event. Just so you know, the Zoom link is only good for 100 people. That's right, 100 people. So make sure you check it out. It is every Saturday night, starting this Saturday night at 8 p.m. Pacific time, which in Ohio, that would be 11 o'clock p.m. That's 11 o'clock p.m. And it is hosted by Terry Dorsey, who is a comedian and actor originally from Chicagoland and now living in the Bay Area. His comedy, storytelling, and social commentary was featured on BET's Comic View. So check it out. Coming up this Saturday and every Saturday after that, it's the Black Laughs Matter virtual comedy show online. Check it out at Eventbrite. Our final event I found on Facebook on their event page, and it will be happening on Sunday, January the 17th at 2 p.m., and it is Interfaith Meditation, Prayers for the Pandemic. And it just so happens that that is also World Religions Day, and this will be happening via Zoom. More information will be coming. It is sponsored by the Akron Area Interfaith Council. So I would suggest, if you're interested in participating in that you would contact the Akron Area Interfaith Council or go to their Facebook page. They said that there will be more information to come, but they are doing a Zoom meet, and that is World Religion Day. That is the Interfaith Meditation, Prayers for the Pandemic, Sunday, January the 17th at 2 o'clock p.m. Coming up next, our closing remarks and our spiritual meditation. You are listening to Be Positive No Bad News. Want to thank you for listening in to Be Positive No Bad News. I am Be Positive, and of course this was No Bad News. And if you have someone that you think that we should consider for our Person of the Week, please don't hesitate to contact me. Or if you have a business that you would like for us to spotlight as well, or if you have an event you want us to share, or if you just happen to know some good news, please, please, please don't hesitate to get in contact with me at Be Positive No Bad News at AOL.com. That's BEA Positive No Bad News at AOL.com, or you can drop me a line on our Facebook page. You can drop us a line there, and I'll check it out, and hopefully we'll be able to share that information as soon as we possibly can. As we close out today, I want to share with you from the 139th Psalm and the 13th through the 16th verses. It is written, "For you formed my innermost parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I will give thanks and praise to you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, and my soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being formed in secret and intricately and skillfully formed, as if embroidered with many colors in the depths of the earth. Your eyes have seen my unformed substance, and in your book were all written the days that were appointed for me, when as yet there was not one of them even taking shape." I think it's really, really important that we understand that God created us for a reason and for a purpose, and there's nobody else like us. And He wants us to be who we are, because there is a plan and a purpose that He has for each one of our lives. And if we try to be somebody else, well, we won't be able to fulfill that plan and that purpose. We're all special. We are all created in His image, but there is a special job that only you can do, or only I can do, or only somebody else is able to do. But we must remember that it's important that we be who we are. I saw something that was written by our Be Positive Person of the Week last week, Carmela Williams, and it made me think about how so many of us aren't aware of who we are, don't know that we were fearfully and wonderfully made, don't know that we were created in the image of God, that we are special, that there is a calling, that there is a purpose, there is an anointing for us. And it's very, very important that we know who we are. And Carmela offered 3 reasons, and I want to close out with those 3 reasons today, why self-awareness is important. If you don't know who you are in this world, you will always be chasing a false reality. Number 2, if you aren't aware of your greatness, you will never feel confident to reach for the more that is waiting for you in this life. And number 3, if you aren't self-aware, others will always define you and be able to control you. My prayer for each and every one of you is that you find out who you are so that you can be who you were created to be. Because guess what? There is nobody out there like you. Until we meet again, have a Be Positive day and week. Once again, I am Be Positive, and you have been listening to no bad news.